Hello everyone. How are we all today? I hope it's all a good morning for you. You're up bright and early and ready for some more bridge. Hi, Drew. Good morning, Andrew, Rosalind, Piers. Looks like you're all here. Okay, so welcome along to Learn Bridge Online for another fantastic lesson. Just a quick little bit of housekeeping before we get started. So, if you're new here today, welcome along. This is a really warm and encouraging group. Go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat window in the bottom corner and just tell us where you're from, say hi. If you've got any questions throughout tonight's lesson, you can jump into that chat window and just ask away. Jack is very encouraging for people asking their questions. He likes to get to answering as many of them as he can. So yeah, go ahead and ask your questions. If you have technical difficulties tonight, there's a couple of things you can try. Leave it for a few moments, just see if it's an internet connection and it irons itself out. Secondly, you can refresh your browser tab. And thirdly, if that doesn't work, close the browser tab completely and just go back to your original email invitation and reopen from the link again. Now, if all else fails, what you can do is go up to the Learn Bridge Online logo in the top corner, click on that, and that will come through to me in the background, and I will help you and try and solve any issue that you might have. Nothing usually happens, so I'm sure you'll be fine. But if you do get into some difficulty and need to message me, please don't chat about any technical difficulties in that main chat window. We just like to focus on the lesson there and answering questions so that we don't have any distractions. Okay, so hi Jack. Right, so let's get started. The most important thing I have to do is press the record button. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it won't take long. Actually, it's a bit like watching paint dry. It takes a little while to turn over. There we go. Right, welcome along everybody to Learn Bridge Online, to another lesson with Jack Stocken. Welcome to the people in the room. Welcome to the people watching the live replay, and to anybody who is new. If you are watching the replay, please try and join us if you can. We love having everybody join us and ask their great questions, and it's all about participation. If you want to, you can also go back and look at all of the previous lessons in your classroom page and leave questions for Jack there. Speaking of Jack, let's invite him up. I'm sure he's got something fantastic in store for us tonight. Warm welcome for Jack.
Morning.
Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Yes, on good form, I think. Just
Excellent.
winding down a little bit for Christmas.
Fair enough.
And next week, I'm in a mystery location.
Oh, another one.
Yes.
Any hints?
I like a bit of intrigue. Sorry, what did you say?
Any hints that you can give us for a classroom guess?
Not really, no.
Very mysterious.
I will give you a clue. Actually, it's going to be a ski resort, and the name of the ski resort begins with an S for sugar.
I'm not going to be able to guess it, I'm sure, from New Zealand, but some of your
No, you won't guess it from New Zealand. Actually,
it's not more local students.
Yeah, no, it's not such a well-known ski resort. It's like a hidden gem, but it's in France. But anyone can guess. Yeah, they can have a little guess now if they like. But yeah, looking forward to that. So I'll be packing my suitcase at the end of the week.
Oh, that sounds like such a fantastic
way
to
spend. The good news is, Caroline, I will be giving this lesson live from the ski resort.
Oh, maybe we'll get a sneak peek then.
Yeah. So so that'll be interesting.
Before you get started, there's one thing I wanted to mention. I noticed in the WhatsApp group this week, there was some chat about some of the beginners joining the Relaxed Bridge Club. And because I think in the introduction video that Bajir does, he talks about joining the Relaxed instead of the ACOL. And I think a few people might have run into some grumpy people because they're playing a different system. So just a reminder, I think is worthwhile. the Echo Club, if you want to join, where we're all, you know, with the system that we're learning with Jack's classes, the Echo Club is the place for you.
Yes, no, you're right to mention that, Caroline, actually, because there was a bit of confusion. Because I think in Bashir's video that he gave people, he actually mentions the Relaxed Bridge Club. But no, I think that's not the one to go to. I think where most of you lot play is the ACL Bridge Club.
Absolutely.
I think it's called the ACL Players Bridge Club, yeah. And they play the same bridge system as we do in the UK and Ireland, because the rest of the world, America, France, Italy, they play a different bridge system. And that would be confusing for our beginners. So big shout out to the beginners. It's the ACL Players Bridge Club, not the Relaxed
ACL Players Bridge Club. And if you did happen to get a grumpy person because you're in Relaxed Bridge Club, don't give up. Go to the ACL Club and just pretend like it never happened.
Yes, and just make it clear that you're a beginner, and do try and put LBO after your name when you log in.
Yeah.
For the first time, so you're identified as someone from this this friendly website. Now, you're very wise to point that out, Carol. I'm glad we've done that now before the lesson. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get a few more of you at Thursday, 2 o'clock UK time. Come and join in and log on 5 or 10 minutes early. And also for those who work during the daytime, it's Mondays at 7 o'clock in the evening UK time. So those are the 2 times. But I'll remind them about the times at the end. There's a couple of slides, Caroline.
Okay, great. Well, I will jump off and see you all at the end. Have a great lesson, everybody.
Brilliant. Thank you. Andrew, that's a very good guess as to where I might be. I can't say if it's true or not, though, because that'll spoil the surprise. But it is a very good guess. Now, let's get going with today's lesson. I've got it lined up for you. Strong balanced hands. Yes. Well, let's go. Warm welcome if you're watching in replay. I know many of you do. Oh, yes, that's just a reminder about the times for the actually playing bridge online. Found to be a bit nerve-wracking the first time you log in and first time you play online, but you'll soon get used to it. And many of our members have made great friends and play very regularly each week online. So that's it. Thursdays at 2, Mondays at 7. Opening one, no trump. Yes, that's pretty straightforward these days, isn't it? It's 12 to 14 points, and it's a balanced hand. Yeah, those are a reminder of the 3 balanced hands. The one people sometimes forget is the 5, 3, 3, 2. Yeah, just because it's got a 5 card suit. But it falls into the definition of a balanced hand, which is just 1 doubleton. Clearly, if you're 5, 4, 2, 2, that's an unbalanced hand because you've got 2 doubletons. Yeah, so that's fairly straightforward. But what if you've got 15 points or more in a balanced hand? And there's Jenga. I used to play a bit of Jenga. It was quite fun. Well, with 15 to 19 points and a balanced hand, open one of a suit, like whatever, 1 club, 1 heart, and then rebid no trumps at the lowest level. Okay, and there's a very low level flying aircraft. Yeah, so that's the strategy. Open a suit, and then your second bid is no trumps. That's how you tell your partner you've got a strong balanced hand. So you've opened 1 heart on this hand here, 15 points. Remember, if you've got 4 hearts and 4 clubs, you always open the major first. Yeah, if you've got a major and a minor of equal length, good habit to get into opening the major first. You won't actually mention the clubs at all here. So you've opened a heart. I've come back 1 spade. Yeah, just showing 6 or more points. What's your rebid here, everyone? Watching in replay, what would you rebid with this 15 points? You have to bid again, of course. You can never pass when partner changes the suit. Yeah, so quite exciting next week from the mystery location. And I will be bringing you the lesson live. And you're all invited, by the way, to the Christmas party. That's on the 23rd of December. It's a Monday. It's for the improvers, intermediates, and even the beginners can come along as well. There'll be a fair bit of it you don't understand, but I think it's always nice to be invited to a party. And you can participate if you want in the chat box. I think you can wonder at some of the amazing things that people get up to with their bridge hands. Amazing contracts they can get to as advanced players. Right, well, the chat box is pretty unanimously bidding 1 no trump. I think they could be right. Yes, they are. So that's how we deal with strong balanced hands. Yeah. And that bid there shows 15 to 19 points balanced. Okay, slightly different situation. You've opened a spade with your 17 points. I've come back with 2 hearts, my longest suit at lowest level. What next for you as opener? As south with your 17. Good morning, Piers. Are you new? I don't think I've seen you in the beginner's chat box before. Might have done, but I don't think so. Always welcome newcomers. Oh, you're new. Oh, yes. Can we say good morning to Piers? Fellow chat box players. Yes, well done. Yes, we're a welcoming group here. It's lovely to have you on board. Mareed is with us. Rosalind, Angela. They're all bidding 2 no trumps here. Angela, Drew, Stuart. Yeah, slightly less in the live chat box this week. I think, obviously, with the festive period, there's probably a number of you out Christmas shopping. Noli. Yeah, should we look at the answer? 2 no trumps describes your hand quite nicely. Balanced hand with between 15 and 19 points. Good. Right, let's look at responder here. So I've opened 1 heart. You've come back 1 spade with your 10 points. My rebid, known as a rebid really in bridge, the second bid, a rebid, which is effectively the second bid, is 1 no trump. What next for you as south responder? Known as responder, if anything. Yes, I did say we were welcoming lot peers. So what you've got to work out first is how many points opener's showing you now. And the thing is, it can't be 12 to 14 points because then you would have opened 1 no trump. So when you open a suit and rebid 1 no trump, it's a stronger hand. So well done, Rose, Rosalind, Angela, all bidding to game. You know you've got at least 25 points here. You might have more. Good. Let's put the theory into practice. So let's go over to BBO for a hand I prepared earlier. And what do we open on the south hand? We've got 15 points, haven't we? Number of bids we could make, which is your preferred choice. You're watching in replay. And it is a little bit sometimes of a grey area, this on no trump rebid. If you're feeling a bit kind of unsure about it, don't worry. Can be a bit of a grey area for beginners and improvers, this no trump rebid. So if you're not getting it totally, don't worry. There's plenty of time to practice and play. You've also got the worksheet, of course, to download. Quite a good idea. I haven't mentioned this before, but I'm sure you do. Is to put your print off your notes, your worksheet, and keep them in a folder. Yeah, so they're easily accessible. Or for those who are digitally minded, you can have a folder on your computer or your laptop. Good, it's 1 heart. Major before the minors, good habit to get into. 11 points, so we bid 1 spade. Yeah, must bid with 6 points or more, of course, called the 6-point rule. I think we did that last week. And over to opener now. What's their best bid with 15 points? Yes, and if people ever have a problem with this bit, what I just say to them, I just say to them one thing and one thing only: is your hand balanced? If it's balanced, the rebid's going to be no trumps. There we go. Oh, morning, Denise. Are you new, Denise, as well? Sure, I've seen a Denise in the chat box before. But it's nice to see you in a virtual way. Oh, Sandy's with us. Right, so over to North now. Responder, what do they do? Apart from panic. It's always nice for newcomers to say hi. So, yes, balanced hands, I think, are definitely easier to bid than other hands, than unbalanced hands. You may disagree with me, but they do show a specific point count. That's why they're easier. Very good. So we're all jumping to 3 no trumps, knowing that we've got the 25 for game. And lowest card for longest suit. Well, thank you, partner, for the dummy. They've wished us good luck. First of all, we should count certain tricks. It's a very good habit to get into in no trumps. How many certain tricks have we got? Because that will give us, an idea of how many extra tricks we need. So it's a 3-stage process, isn't it, in no trumps? Firstly, you count the certain tricks. Secondly, you look for the extras. They're not going to come running to you. And the third part of the plan we'll talk about in a second. We've got 6. Yes, ace, king, queen of spades, ace, king of hearts, ace of diamonds. Don't bother doing this in a trump contract. You'll be wasting valuable brain cells because it's just pointless. In a trump contract, you just decide whether to draw trumps or not. There are various factors later on that I'll help you with to decide that. For the moment, though, it's a really good habit to get into drawing trumps. Right, so I've made a little plan in my head. Let's put it into action. Third player play high. And we win with the ace. Right, now is decision time. Which card should we play next from Declarer's Hand South? Which card specifically? There's 12 to choose from. Are we going to be the tortoise or the hare? And as beginners, and also improvers as well, you will find no trump contracts more difficult, I think, to begin with. They are generally harder anyway, but obviously the more you play them, the more confident you become, the more experience you gain. Bridge is all about experience. Can you imagine if you've been playing bridge 5 years for once a week? Doesn't mean you're going to be a brilliant player, but it does mean you're going to know kind of roughly what to do. Right, well, definitely clubs. Yes, so the hare would play out the ace of hearts, the king of hearts. Yeah, that'd definitely be a wrong thing to do. The hare would take their certain tricks first. And as a beginner, it's quite tempting to do that, because you're obviously slightly, you'll be low on confidence, a bit nervous. You want to grab your tricks as fast as you can, but that would lead to certain defeat. So we need to play clubs. Look at this. We've got lose to win. So once you've lost to the ace of clubs, you're going to make 3 club tricks. So you're going to lose 1 to gain 3. That's what Jeremy Clarkson could not understand. Lose to win. But actually, it is better to start with the 2 of clubs, not the jack. The expression is lower card from the longer holding. Okay, lowest from the longest. If you were playing the clubs from dummy, you start with the king. The higher card from the shorter holding. Okay, so it's the lower card from the longer holding, the higher card from the shorter. That will help you in the future to avoid blockage. And we don't like blockage. It's unpleasant. But you'll always, guaranteed there will come a time when you've got winners in the dummy and you can't get to them because you found yourself blocked. You only learn from experience. Okay, so they win with the ace of clubs. Blockage, Andrew, is when you've got winners on the dummy that you can't access. No, they're stranded. Good question from Andrew. Right, East has just won with the ace of clubs. What do they do next? Which suit do they play back? Well, partner led a diamond, didn't it? I think it was the 2 of diamonds back then. So yeah, definitely return partner's suit. Something I would pretty much always do in no trumps. Return partner's suit, it keeps them in a good mood. Because that's their longest suit, you see. They're trying to establish their longest suit before declarer establishes their longest suit. So it's a kind of tortoise versus tortoise race in no trumps. And they cash their king of diamonds. Don't throw a club. They could be very useful. I think a spade can go here. Yeah, definitely don't throw a club. Those are winners. They take their winning diamond. Efficient defense. Yeah, they've won 4 tricks. But who's going to win this tortoise race? They switch to dummy's weaker suit, which is hearts. Third player play high. But now we are in control again. So we play a club to the queen. Club back to the jack. And we're enjoying the fruits of our labour, being a tortoise. King of hearts. Now, interesting. We need to make the last few tricks. Which spade should we play now, do you think? The king of spades or the 9? Or don't you think it matters? Place your bets. You're watching in replay back home. Well, everyone's hopefully back home. You might be in the office, actually. But if you're watching in replay, which one would you play? Or don't you think it matters? Well, it does matter big time, because otherwise we would get this blockage, which Andrew was asking about. Let's just, yeah. So we should be playing the higher card from the shorter holding. Let's see if we make, what happens if we make the mistake of playing the 9. Some players would. Then you play the 7, back to the king, and oh dear, the 7 hearts loses to the queen for 1 down. The ace of spades is blocked. Yeah, it's typical. That's a bridge term for it. Stranded, abandoned. Blocked is the bridge terminology for that. So let's go back in time. Luckily, I'm allowed to do that. So I'm in charge of all 4 hands. Just a bit of etiquette, by the way. If you are playing online, on Bridge Base or wherever, once you've played a card, then you have to play it. You can't undo it. Yeah. If you mistakenly make the wrong bid and realize in a second, you can ask the opponent, see if you can have another go. You need to ask the opponents. But now, if you click the wrong card, I'm afraid it's card touch, card played. No, you don't get an undo. Right. So where are we? King of spades. Look what happens if you play the king here. Now we can play low to the queen and safely cash our ace of spades. So a good little adage, that higher card from the shorter holding. And there we are, that's 400. I think we're done with pretty much done with our scoring now. Non-vulnerable 400. If we were vulnerable, 3 no trumps would be 600. Great. Classic tortoise play there. Setting up the clubs. It's all down to, experience, confidence. The more you play and practice, the easier declare play becomes. Let's go back to the classroom. Okay, so you've opened a spade with your 15 points. I've come back 2 clubs. What's your rebid now with the south hand? Got a choice, haven't we? Could bid 2 no trumps, we could bid 2 spades, we could bid 2 diamonds. One thing we have to do, one thing we cannot do is pass. No, we would never ever pass when partner changes a new suit. I don't think you've been doing that, which is great. Really good habit is you would never pass, no. You've got to bid again. Basically because you haven't really described your hand, and also because North, hasn't defined their hand either. North might have 6 points, they might have 26. Well, let's go through the options, everyone. Some of you are bidding 2 no trumps. No, that'd be wrong. Because you've got an unbalanced hand. 5, 4, 2, 2. So 3 no trumps is out. Sorry, 2 no trumps is out. Yes, unbalanced. So you choose between 2 diamonds and 2 spades. You can have another. Those 2 no trumpers can have another go. Go on. What do you want to bid? 2 diamonds or 2 spades? We'll give you a get out of jail free card. Bridge Prison, of course, highly overcrowded. We are building a new wing at the moment called the Bashir wing. The Stocken wing was completed several months ago. It filled up very quickly with bridge players who'd been overcaught. Oh, let's not talk about that just yet. That's next week's lesson. But who'd committed bridge crimes. I much prefer 2 diamonds here. Well done if you did that first time round. Yes, Caroline's a regular visitor. You even got your own prison outfit now, haven't you, Caroline? But yeah, I much prefer 2 diamonds here. It gives partner a choice of suits, you see. You're not telling them you've got length in spades and you've got length in diamonds. So 4 cards in spades, 4 cards in diamonds. Very well done if you bid 2 diamonds first time round without any prompting here, though, rather than 2 no trumps or 2 spades. Good. So we're giving partner a choice of suit because it may be that they don't like spades. They may have 4 diamonds. Well done. Let's play the second hand on BBA. And do come along on Thursday at 2 o'clock. I think, yes, there was one player who went off because you were too slow. So hopefully it'd be good to get all 4 beginners together. Then you play at the same pace. Problem is, people who've been playing for a while play at a different pace. They play much quicker. That's why we try and encourage all beginners to play amongst fellow beginners. But do come along. I know it's the festive season. It's not as easy as it might be. Definitely we'll do more of this in January. But tomorrow, 2 o'clock, in the Ackle Players Bridge Club. Yes, let's not go to the Relaxed Bridge Club. Yeah, okay, so where are we? Let me just line this up. Have I lined it up? Hang on. Oh, sorry, nearly wrong hand. So, 1 spade from North. 2 hearts from South, 10 points. What's North's rebid now, everyone, with 16 points? So it's a balanced hand, isn't it? 5, 3, 3, 2. Always make a mental note. If I've got 12 points or more in bridge, I always make a mental note. I count my points, then I just make a mental note if it's balanced or not. Then it's to make the bidding, will make the bidding easier for me if it's a balanced hand. So we simply bid 2 no trumps, 15 to 19. And what next for responder now? with their 10 points. What's their best bid? I think one or two bids South might make. And remember, we're thinking about those two boxes that we talked about a few weeks ago. We're talking about the fit. Have we got the 8-card fit or more? That's one box ticked. And then we're thinking about whether we can go for game. Another box, 25 plus points. Can we tick that box? So we're definitely going to game. Partners 15 to 19, we've got 10. You all know now 25 combined points for game out of a total of 40. But have you got a fit? Could be a get out of jail free card wandering around here. Have you got a fit? Does South have a fit in hearts? That's the key thing here. You can change your answer. It's all about interactivity. Oh, Carrie, good morning. One or two have just joined us recently. And again, very well done, because it's not easy if you bid 4 hearts first time round without any clues. Because not only have you got enough points for game, but you know you've got to fit in hearts because North is a balanced hand. Therein lies the clue. They must have 2 hearts. They may have 3. Oh, hello, Jill. Are you new? No, we always start at 9:30, Jill, UK time, for the beginner lesson. Great that you've joined us there. You can watch the first half an hour in replay off the website. Are you with me with that 4 hearts? So North must have 2 or 3 hearts. North won't have 4 hearts, though, because if they had 4 hearts, they'd have supported hearts straight away. Okay? And should we put into practice our opening lead skills? We did a bit on opening lead last week. What is the best lead for West over there? A hand with the King of Hearts. What card would you lead there? I don't know if Jill's a newcomer or not. She's not telling me. Oh, maybe she is now. Always nice to have newcomers in the class. Oh, she's an hour early. Oh, she's got her timing wrong. No, she's in the improver class at 11. Yes, of course. King of Clubs. Really good lead against a trump contract is the top of a sequence of honours. And we lead the lead of the king would promise the queen. The lead of the queen promises the jack. Yeah, you always play the higher card of your honours. Good, sends a useful message to partner. And also it's a good kind of lose to win thing to do. So this will lose to the ace of clubs. But when we get back in again, you'll make the queen and the jack. Okay, so we're in 4 hearts. We've got to make 10 tricks, always adding on 6 to our contract, known as the book. Well, it used to be in the old days. Yes, good, Rosalind, to pick up these little tips as we go along. What do we do now? Definitely I'm going to draw trumps. I can't see a reason not to. But the next question I'll be asking myself is how to draw them. I.e., do I want to be on the dummy to draw the trumps, like we are at the moment? We're on the dummy, so we can play any of these cards. Or would I rather be in Declarer's hand? What do you think? Which card should we play from dummy next? Have a little think about it. Do we want to play the Ace of Hearts? What do we do? We want to do something different. Interesting, isn't it? Those watching in replay, of course, you've got the luxury of the pause button. Have a little think about this problem. Now, let me talk you through it as your answers come in. If you play the Ace of Hearts, you'll nearly always lose to the King. Okay? They'll win the King of Hearts and take their 2 clubs, and you'll be 1 down. I'm afraid the Queen of Hearts is actually even worse. You'll always lose to the King of Hearts here if you play the Queen. Always lose to the King. Again, you're going to go one down. So the key thing is here is you don't want to be playing the hearts from the dummy. You want to be playing them from your own hand. So very well done if you played either a diamond or a spade to get back to hand. That's where we want to play. So this is going to be a finesse. And we do a lesson on finesses in a few weeks' time. We've kind of touched on it. We haven't done a specific lesson on finessing, but it is important because they come up a lot. So now, and nearly all finesses in bridge are playing your low cards towards your honor cards, as is the case here. So look what a difference this makes. We now play the 2 of hearts towards the ace and the queen. And if you find finessing difficult, quite a lot of beginners and improvers do. So you're in good company. And we haven't done a proper lesson on it yet. So which heart are we going to play, everyone, here? The ace or the queen? Try not to look at the east-west cards, because that'd be giving the game away. Yes, clearly there won't be quite as many people playing on Bridge Based Online during the festive period, but hopefully we get more of you going in January as well. But do try and be there tomorrow, just for an hour or so tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Yeah. Now we can put in the queen. So whenever West has the King of Hearts, which will be 50% of the time, it is a gamble, Andrew, but it's a 50-50 gamble, which is much better than a 0% gamble, which would have happened for those who played the ace or the queen. 50-50 plays in bridge are good. Yeah, finesses are a really good thing to do. Because no more finessing to be done. Luckily for us, the King of Hearts comes down. We can come back to hand with a spade. Remember to draw the last trump. Yeah, trumps divided 3 and 2. You should definitely be doing that now, counting the opponent's trumps. We had 8. The opponents had 5. So there's 1 trump left. Now we can play the Jack of Diamonds. And the Queen discarding a club or a spade here, actually doesn't matter. Lose the club. Lose a spade. And we make the last few. Yes, you should draw the last trump. Andrew's got a question. Do we draw the last trump as it takes that one? Yes, we do, Andrew. Definitely 100%, yeah. Otherwise, you see, we forget about it and it makes, they suddenly trump one of our winners. So yeah, if the trump is lower than ours, Andrew, we would always draw it out. If it was higher than ours, rule of 1, which we're going to look at next week, actually, we leave it. Even when it costs 2, yeah? No, even if it takes 2 of our trumps, take out a trump if it's lower. Nearly always. There are exceptions, as there are to most things in bridge. I don't need to ask you the score. Well, no, why not? We've got a little bit of time. What's the score for 4 hearts plus 1 vulnerable? It's going to be 650, yeah. It says 450, but actually gets the vulnerability wrong when I upload the hands, but it is 650 because we're vulnerable. Good. Good to keep the scoring tipping over. Right, well, we've looked at the 1-no trump opener. It's 12 to 14. The 2-no trump opener in bridge, we haven't looked at that yet. You will sometimes have 20 to 22 points. There you go. And the balance hand, we open 2-no trumps. A balanced diet is a cake in each hand, yes. That's definitely the way I would be. So what would you open with this hand? It's got 22 points. Yes, you might have been wondering if you've been playing bridge online already and you've had 20 to 22 points, what you do. You open 2-no trump. Yeah, should we have a look? So yeah, pretty much all balanced hands are catered for now. 12 to 14, 1-no trump. 20 to 22, 2-no trumps. If you're in the middle, open the suit and then rebid no trumps. So balanced hands do fit into a nice fixed point count. 23 points or more, well, that's a very special bid in bridge. I'll just tell you very briefly what it is. If you ever have 23 points or more, you open an artificial 2 clubs. But that is a lesson at a later date. I don't want to go into that now. Obviously, you can look online if you're interested. But I don't want to teach you too much too soon. This one got 20 points with 6 spades. What do we open with that? Well, we can't open 2-no trumps, it's unbalanced, so we open 1 spade. Okay. I must just say to peers and any others that opening at the 2 level actually would be a weak hand in the modern game. We look at that at a later date. Opening at the 2 level would show a weak hand, but we will look at that later on. Yep, just open 1 spade with that. Hopefully partner can drum up a response. Okay, let's look at how you might respond to a 2-no trump opener. Yep, I've opened 2-no trumps, 20 to 22. What's your best bid there? Ooh, the diamond symbol's missing. But those are diamonds on the end. We got 5 points and we got 6 hearts. Well, we must definitely go to game, but which game do we go to? So I think you were here. You were here last week, Denise. Yes, I remember using the symbols. You're using the heart symbol, which I like. Good to have a bit of colour. You will be bidding 4 hearts with this hand, everyone. Well done. You're an intelligent class. You've got the fit. Yeah, you know that North must have 2 or 3 hearts. It might even have 4 or 5, but at least 2. And you've got the points for game. So you jump to 4 hearts. Both boxes are ticked. Yeah, North won't bid again. North's in the bar. We have got time to play this last hand. Let's just rack it up for you. Oh, yes. What do we open with that one? 22 points. Yeah, this is something we haven't done before, actually, the 2-no trump opener. Two-no trump, 20 to 22. And what about North with their 5 points? Next week's lesson, by the way, from the mystery location is playing trump contracts. Yeah. So we're going to be looking at drawing trumps, counting trumps, etc. So we're going to go back to declare a play. Very important. Yes, 3-no trumps. Some of you might be wondering how many points you need. Well, let's ask the question. What's the minimum point count you think you need to bid 3-no trumps here? Clearly we do with 5, but is that the minimum or not? Let's ask that question. Hello, Mary T. Are you new, Mary T? I haven't seen you in the chat box before. Lovely to see you. So just next question before we move on. Now, how many points does North need minimum? I know we need 25 combined, but how many points would North need to raise to 3-no trumps? That's the question. Minimum. What do you think? Let me give you a clue. You take the average of 20 to 22. Okay? You take the average of 20 to 22. You can change your answer. Yeah, because it's not an exact science. You're right. 4 is the correct answer. There's 4. Yeah, so 0 to 3 you pass, 4 plus points you raise to game. Yeah, sometimes you might only have 24, but that's okay. The rest of the time you'll have 25 or 26. So yeah, take the average of 20 to 22. 0 to 3 inclusive you pass. Right, can we count our certain tricks? Should only take a second once you've got used to it. There are 5 certain tricks, yeah. Ace, king, queen of spades, ace, king of diamonds. Well, where should we go for extras? I've decided. Let's start playing. So second player play low, third player play high. Which card now specifically do we play from Declarer's hand? Where are the extras coming from? They could come from hearts or clubs. Give you a moment to think about it. If you're watching in replay, more of you might be watching in replay today than normal, what with the festive period. Well, I would say clubs, because you've got 8 clubs for Cini. You've only got 7 hearts for Cini. So you play on the combined longest suit. And remember, I call 5-card suits. Now, what do I call 5-card suits? Let me just ask you. So you're relatively new to this. What would I call 5-card suits? In no trumps. It does, yeah, they can be. Yes, gold dust. Well done. Yeah, to help the students remember, gold dust. There we go. Yeah, just because they're so useful. I mean, you know, 5-card suits are useful in trumps as well, but mainly in no trumps. You play on the 5-card suit first. But which club do we play? You know, do we play the 4? Or would you play the king or the queen? I tend to play the higher card. It's easy for me to go away. Well, listen, if you make the mistake of playing the 4, they win cheaply with the jack. Yeah. You're now going to end up going one down because they'd return a diamond, and West gets in with the ace of clubs. So that's not so good. So let's go back in time. So with king queen here, it is actually better to start off with the king. Try and force out the ace. And you're going to see the benefits of that in just a second. So they take their ace. Continue with the diamonds. Second player play low. There's no rush to take that. Another diamond comes back. Okay. So that's fine. We've just lost 2 tricks. Now we go back to clubs. And the wisdom of playing the king of clubs first time round can be seen, because on the second round of clubs, the jack of clubs falls. So actually, everyone, we've only had to lose 1 club trick. Yeah? Because of the fortunate lie of the cards. The jack of clubs was a doubleton. So now we've got our 3-length winners. But very much here, it's much better to go for clubs rather than hearts. Playing out the winners now. And we can see the finish line now. No need to lose a heart. We play out the ace of spades. King of spades. Queen of spades. And it's all nice. I think we might even make an extra trick here. Yeah, East only has a heart left, so has to give us a trick to the queen of hearts. You can score if you want to. You don't need to put your scores in though. This is 3 no trumps plus 1 non-vulnerable. It's going to be 430. Good. I mean, I make it look relatively simple. You know, it's not when you're at the table. It's obviously a lot harder. I can see all 4 hands. You know, I've played lots of bridge before, so it's easier for me to play this hand out. Obviously, for you, beginners, improvers, at the table, you can only see, your own cards and dummies. It's a lot harder, and then you've got the pressure of real opponents as well. Not robots who don't answer back. In fact, they don't talk at all. But yes, I think very much when you've got 2 suits to go for, you would go for the longest and strongest. And here the clubs are longer than the hearts, aren't they? So definitely right to play on the club set, starting with a high one. Okay, well, that's BBO. Let's go back to the classroom. Can we remember 3 things? Well, you all know, I think you're pretty good now. 12 to 14. Balanced, you open 1 no trump. 15 to 19 points balanced, you open 1 of a suit, and then your rebid will be no trumps at the lowest level. Very useful. And finally, if you're lucky enough to have 20 to 22 points, which you will do every now and again, it's not that uncommon, you open 2 no trumps. So definitely it's going to add a new string to your bow. Apologies if you're an archer. My bad definition of an archer. Right, let's just have a quick look. Got a few minutes left. Yeah, well, it's not this Thursday. It's Thursday, the 12th of December, actually, because this is from last year. Well, that's tomorrow. Yeah. Again, we're playing on LBO beginners for free on Bridge Base Online. And there's an evening session on Mondays at 7. Very easy to find. There's an app as well if you want to play. It's not so good to play on the phone. It's a bit small, but certainly you can play on the iPad or tablet. Or laptop PC, yeah. There's an app. That's where you register. Hopefully most of you have registered by now with the username. Try and put LBO after your username as well, because that will help to identify you to friendly LBO people. Yeah, because people who aren't LBO will definitely get frustrated, that you're beginners, you're playing slowly. Some of them can be, a little bit rude. Can you change your username? It's a good question, Rosalind. I don't actually know the answer to that. Caroline might be able to help you. Or, yes, might. I think you can't. I think you probably have to set up a new username, Rosalind, which is fine. Just set up a new, username and account. Yeah, I think Rosalind, start again. Yeah, go in there and have another go. Put in LBO. I would do that. Ignore your current one. Yeah, so it's not the Relaxed Bridge Club. It'll be the ACOL Players Bridge Club. Okay, that's where you go. ACOL Players Bridge Club. ACOL, ACOL, is the name of the system that I teach, and it's mostly played in England, UK, and Ireland. Okay. Yeah, I doubt it. Most of these usernames you can't change. You have to restart Rosalind, but that should be okay. Just set up a new one. Once you've registered, it'll take you to this page. Let me just check on that a sec. Hang on. I'm just checking to where we go. Yes, you go to casual, and then you go to all public and private clubs. Okay, so I've just done it now. In fact, I'll just share my screen with you. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. There's the ACOL Players Bridge Club. Look, third one down. So I've clicked on all public and private clubs, and it brings the ACOL players there. Should I click on it? And there you go. There's just a couple of players in there at the moment. Oh, there's the full tables. I don't think there's any LBO players playing at the moment. Okay. Yeah, a few went to the Relaxed Bridge Club Sandy on Thursday. And yeah, it was a bit of confusion because I think in Bashir's video, he was saying Relaxed Bridge Club, but Shauna, who runs the WhatsApp group, one of our members, she said it, nearly everyone's in the ACOL Players Club. Yeah, no, quite a few went to the Relaxed, whereas you should be going to the ACOL Players Club. Yeah. Good. So let's try and get at least 4 of you, maybe 8, in the ACOL Players Bridge Club starting at 2 tomorrow. Look out for one of you set up a beginner table and go and join it. Yeah, that's the thing to do. Ignore this page, by the way, because this isn't Relaxed Bridge Club, no. And then you join a table and start. I have shown you all this before, so I'm not going to go through it with you again, but just for those of you who do that. Yeah, it's fine, Valerie. Yep. Maybe Mondays at 7 o'clock in the evening. That's another time, the 2 times we recommend at the moment. But certainly, it's there for the future if you can't make it tomorrow or next week or Christmas week. Yeah, just going through what we did last week. You can how to set up your own table. Yeah, if you want to set it up with a partner, click on the North seat and put in your partner's BBO username. You then wait for East West to join you from LBO. It's 10:29 UK time. Thank you for joining us. Caroline, are you there? She is there. Hi, Caroline.
I am sorry. I was Googling around changing your username on BBO, but it doesn't look like.
No. Most of these things, you have to start again with a username.
You do.
Which is fine. I think Rosalind can very easily do that.
And I think if you start again, you have to use a different email address, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you definitely would have to use a new username, obviously. But you might be able to use the same password and email, but we'll see.
Oh, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps if you've got a different username.
Yeah,
All right, we've got some people saying thank you. Mairead, Angela. Yeah, another great lesson. 3 no trumps is always fun to play.
Yeah, yeah. No Trump contracts people do find harder. Thank you, Angela and Rosalind and others. I will enjoy my skiing, Mairead, in the mystery location, and hopefully someone will join Andrew. He's going to be that Monday at 7.
Oh, is that Andrew?
Andrew from the class.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
right.
He can't make tomorrow, but he's going to hopefully join in on Monday at 7 o'clock UK time.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. That will be well worth it, I'm sure.
Yeah, so hopefully others can plan to join you, Andrew. And those watching in replay as well, of course. It's really important that you try and join in as well. Obviously, those who aren't in the live class, and you'll meet fellow students from the class. It's great fun. And I think some of them on the improvers, don't they play every day, Caroline?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I'm up to I play on BBO every day, but I'm up to playing with people a couple of times a week. And honestly, the WhatsApp group, you just see people constantly messaging. They're just like, hey, can anybody play in 2 hours time? And nearly always people find other people to play with. It's fantastic. So
no, the WhatsApp group's brilliant. And of course, in time, the beginners will join the WhatsApp group as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're looking forward to having you. We will make sure that you're well taken care of as well. So
yes, for the moment, best that they just play as fellow beginners at their own pace, which is generally, when you first start playing bridge, it's generally about half the speed of an improver. Because clearly you're getting used to how the game works.
Yeah, and you want to give yourself time to let it sink in as well a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, and I'm really glad. I think we've got the message through to the live class and those watching in replay that it's the ACOL Players Bridge Club.
The ACOL Players Club, yes, not the relaxed. Relaxed, it's just the bidding. When you're bidding, it means different things. So the point counts that you're learning and that kind of thing. The people who play the American system, the point counts can be different. So that's what
So if they do find themselves, playing with people who aren't LBO, they might be playing a different system, and that will really that won't kind of gel.
It just gets confusion happens. So that's why you want to play with other ACOL players. Yeah.
I think we made that very clear.
Great.
And I think Bashir might even have to, he'll have to make that very clear in his video as well. For next time. Well, listen, I better get ready. I've got the improvers at 11 in half an hour.
Okay, well, enjoy your class, but have a great trip to France, and we will see you when you're there.
Yes, mystery location. I'll look forward to it. Next a week's time. Yeah, I'll be doing 2 live classes. The Monday, I'm not for the intermediates. I'm recording that lesson. Because it takes quite a lot of time out of the ski day. But now happy to do 2 live classes next week. I better go and pack my suitcase.
All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on the lesson and on the replay. And we will see you all again soon. Yeah.
Thanks, Sandy, Drew, Rosalind, Valerie, Piers, Angela, Andrew, Mairead, Rosalind, for your kind comments. And it's goodbye from me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Valerie.
Bye, Mum.